So I was outside my hotel earlier today with the kids and I started to cry and I was feeling frustrated and overwhelmed. And this guy that lives at our hotel, um, he came over to me and he's like, "Oh, don't cry." And I'm just like, "Why?" I'm like, "Why are you telling me not to cry?" I'm like, "What is with all you men, like, not letting me cry?" I feel like all my life, even, not just men, even like my mother or others, they never let me cry. And so that pain, that sadness, it internalized into anger and sometimes rage. Sometimes I feel rage and it sucks, but it's because of suppressed emotions because people make me feel guilty about crying. When I used to cry when I was with my ex, he would punish me by raging on me more. Apparently, it was because he felt powerless or something. I don't know. He was usually the reason I was crying, but I would cry and it would just like make it worse. It seems like I've been taught my whole life that I'm not allowed to have feelings, that I'm not allowed to have emotions. And crying in reality is the healthiest thing that you can allow yourself to do. But the truth is, crying also brings feelings of vulnerability. And so instead of allowing myself to cry these much needed tears, I get angry because there's a false sense of strength that comes from anger. So you have that on one end of the scale. And then you have the vulnerability that comes with the sadness and the crying. So, of course, people would rather feel this false sense of strength than this vulnerability, when you're crying. But when I do finally allow myself to cry, I want to be able to. I want to have permission and not fucking feel bad about it because people are telling me not to cry. It stems back to my childhood when my mother wouldn't let me cry at my great-grandmother's funeral because it was going to upset my grandmother. So I had to stifle that. And then when I was with my husband, I would talk about something that would make me upset. And he was a narcissist to the extreme, but he would rage out. And I think it's because I was trying to put some focus on myself instead of just all about him.